Hi, I'm customer onboarding expert Donna Weber with this week's Value Driver video. Onboarding starts with the familiar. Now, I'm based in California, and last night we had a cyclone bomb hit, which meant there was a lot of rain, a lot of winds. It was a bit scary, in fact. And while I was making dinner, to help me calm my fears, to help me feel more comfortable, I put on some familiar music. In fact, I put on some of David Bowie's greatest hits. And that gave me some lyrics I already knew, some music I could dance along to, and it put me at ease. And today, as part of that cyclone bomb in California, we had a lot of downed trees and downed power lines. And at my home office, we had a power outage. And I noticed myself eating more comfort foods, which in my case, and probably yours, is more carbs. And those comfort foods help me feel more comfortable, more grounded, more safe, even while there's a lot of change and turbulence around me. Now, change, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, whether we choose it or whether it's thrust upon us, change is hard. People tend to resist change. That's because change is usually disruptive and it feels dangerous to us at a neurological level. However, when we start with the familiar tends to feel more safe. It is actually, research shows that what is familiar, it feels more attractive to us, and it's very calming, just like eating that comfort food and listening to familiar tunes, classic tunes. Even when your product is awesome, it's important that you start onboarding with what's familiar. Otherwise, your customers, whether they chose your product or whether it's being thrust upon them, your customers may feel that it's disrupting their already overwhelming lives. They may feel on edge. They may feel scared by what's coming at them. And as a result, you may experience a lot of resistance. So what you can do as a customer-facing professional, as an onboarding specialist, as a customer success manager, is you can be that bridge between the current state and the optimized state with your product, between the familiar, cozy, comfortable state to the new state that you know is better, but they don't know yet. So I like to start with the familiar. Here are a couple examples. One, I was working with a company that provides analytics tool, a very sophisticated reporting business intelligence tool. But guess what? Most of the new customers were very resistant. They were stuck with their spreadsheets and didn't want to change. And I can't tell you how many companies I work with now that find that same thing. Customers want to stay in their familiar spreadsheets. So rather than just thrusting our new product at them, we took the time to compare how our product related to their spreadsheets. We started with some basic reports to help them get familiar, to help them build some attractiveness with our product. And then we slowly got them using ways to edit those reports, eventually build their own, and then do much more complicated and sophisticated actions like querying and customizing, so they could really get the full benefit of the product. Here's another example. I was working with a workflow and process automation company, and a lot of their customers didn't quite get what to do with their product. But we found when customers started with the familiar during training, even before the company talked about their product, they were much more likely to adopt the product and to thrive with it. So for example, during training, before they started talking about the product, they had the customers map out what's the workflow, what's the process for poaching an egg. How do you tie your shoes? Now, of course, those are very familiar processes, but what it did was it helped them start with something they already know. It helps to build some confidence. And it also helped them to really get the right mindsets, the right content, the right context, and the right concepts to be successful. Once they got the understanding of what a process or a workflow is, they started seeing workflows and processes everywhere and were able to leverage the product and really transform their company as a result. So when working with new and existing customers, start with what's familiar. help them get the right concepts, context, mindsets, and slow down so you really build rapport with them, because during this very disruptive time, it will help a lot if you can build trust with your customers. That'll be calming as well. To learn more, read my most popular article, The Neuroscience of Customer Onboarding.